The Galactic Council Chamber fell silent as Commander Sarah Chan stepped forward, her battle-worn armor catching the sterile light. Deep gouges ran across her helmet's surface, and acidic burns had eaten through patches of the reinforced polymer. The assembled delegates, sleek Vidians with their crystalline exoskeletons, the towering Kethvar with their forearms crossed in judgment, and dozens of other species, all stared with barely concealed disgust. "Humans," whispered Ambassador Zelthar, his serpentine tongue flicking with amusement, always so primitive in their equipment maintenance. A chorus of chittering laughter rippled through the chamber. The Vidian representative, her voice like tinkling glass, spoke loud enough for all to hear. Perhaps if humanity invested in proper technology instead of clinging to their barbaric ways, they wouldn't need to wear such damaged protection. Sarah's jaw tightened beneath her helmet, but she remained motionless. 3 years of diplomatic training had taught her patience, even when every instinct screamed to defend her species' honor. The Council had summoned her here to discuss humanity's application for advanced membership, a status that would grant Earth access to quantum drive technology and force field generators. Chancellor Vorak, the ancient Kethvar who presided over the Council, raised one of his massive hands. "Commander Chan, you stand before us seeking elevated status for your species, yet you arrive looking like a scavenger from the outer rim. Do you not have proper ceremonial armor?" Sarah reached up and slowly removed her helmet, revealing brown eyes that had seen too much and a face marked by determination. "With respect, Chancellor, this is my ceremonial armor." More laughter erupted. The Altarian delegate, a being of pure energy contained within a crystalline shell, pulsed with what could only be amusement. "Ceremonial? It looks like it's been through a waste processing facility." "You're right," Sarah said, her voice carrying across the vast chamber with surprising strength. "It has been through hell." She lifted the helmet slightly. "But this helmet isn't mine." The laughter died away. Something in her tone made even the most arrogant delegates lean forward. 3 months ago, the research station on Kepler 442b went dark. The automated systems sent a single transmission. Unknown contact, non-responsive to hails, sending boarding party. Then nothing. The Galactic Patrol declared it a total loss. 500 researchers from 12 different species, including some of your own people. Chancellor Vorak's 4 eyes narrowed. "We are aware of the incident, human. A tragic equipment failure." "No," Sarah continued, holding up the scarred helmet. "This belonged to Security Chief Zark, a Kethvar warrior with 40 years of combat experience. When we arrived at Kepler 442b, we found the station intact but empty. Every living soul had vanished without a trace. The only clue was this helmet, found in the central laboratory." She turned the helmet, revealing a massive rent in the back where something had torn through the supposedly impenetrable Kethvar battle plate like tissue paper. The thing that tried to kill him left this helmet as the only evidence of his existence. "We found genetic traces, not just Kethvar, but Vidian crystal fragments, Altarian energy residue, molecular traces from a dozen species. Whatever was in that lab had consumed them all." The chamber had grown deathly quiet. Even the ambient hum of the life support system seemed muted. The automated logs showed the creature had been contained for 3 days before it escaped. 3 days of the galaxy's finest minds studying it, trying to understand it. They installed force fields, energy barriers, molecular disruptors, every advanced technology the Council had provided. None of it worked. Sarah walked closer to the delegate's platform, the scarred helmet cradled in her arms like a sacred relic. "When we found the creature, it had grown, fed on the absorbed knowledge and biology of its victims. It had become something beyond classification. It moved through your force fields like they were suggestions. It absorbed energy weapons and grew stronger. Your crystal barriers cracked like eggshells against its touch. The Vidian delegate's crystalline form had lost its lustrous sheen." What did you do?" Sarah smiled grimly. "We did what humans do. We improvised. We threw away the rule book your advanced technology had written for warfare. We used fire, actual chemical combustion that the creature couldn't absorb. We used kinetic weapons, simple metal projectiles propelled by expanding gas. We used our most primitive instincts. She held up her own scarred gauntlet. It took 12 hours of brutal close combat. We lost 37 Marines, but we killed it. Not with your quantum disruptors or molecular scramblers, but with shotguns, flamethrowers, and enough human stubbornness to outlast something that had devoured the best minds in the galaxy. The chamber remained silent for a long moment. Finally, Chancellor Vorak spoke, his voice subdued. "Why do you tell us this story, human?" "Because you look at this scarred helmet and see primitive equipment maintenance. I look at it and see the last thoughts of a warrior who died protecting people he'd never met. You see damage. I see a reminder that sometimes the most advanced solution isn't the right solution." Sarah placed the helmet back on her head, the familiar weight settling on her shoulders. "You want to judge humanity by your standards, by how advanced our technology is, how efficiently we follow protocols, how well we fit into your vision of galactic civilization. But when that creature broke free from its containment, when your most advanced technologies failed, when your protocols proved worthless, it was human Marines who stood between it and the galaxy." She stood straighter, every inch the warrior despite her battered appearance. "We don't need your advanced membership to prove our worth. We've already proven it in blood and fire and the stubborn refusal to surrender when everything seems lost. This helmet, Zark's helmet, isn't a sign of our primitive nature. It's a trophy, a reminder that sometimes being primitive is exactly what the galaxy needs." The silence stretched until Chancellor Vorak slowly rose from his throne. All four of his massive hands moved to his chest in the Kethvar salute of profound respect. "Motion to grant humanity advanced membership status," he said solemnly. "All in favor?" The vote was unanimous. As Sarah walked out of the chamber, she heard Ambassador Zelthar whisper to his aide, "Perhaps we should reconsider what primitive actually means." The scarred helmet caught the light one final time as the doors closed behind her. And somewhere in the galaxy, another threat lurked in the darkness, waiting for the day when advanced technology wouldn't be enough, and the galaxy would need humans.